Hey everyone, so I'm off camera today because I wasn't planning on filming. However, I am currently cleaning. I got new furniture to store my belongings in, and I was about to go through my palettes. I figured I could film me decluttering them because I have a lot of them and I really want them to fit into two of these drawers. So I just came on here quickly to film that. So I'm off camera, but we're gonna be going through quite a bit of them. So I have 3 of these containers filled with palettes, and I am going to go through them and see what I should keep. Hopefully.
So come on, give me love. I'ma show you how to move with my body. Come hit me with your touch and make me wanna say.
Alright, so first one, this is BH Cosmetics Desert Oasis. I already know this is gonna be difficult. I like this though. Fuck. Oh, this is already hard. This is already difficult. Okay. Okay. Alright, let's start with palettes I know I'm not gonna throw away. Like, this is the Natasha Denona Desert Oasis. That's not even what it's called. Safari. This is the Safari palette. I have the Desert Oasis palette. I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna put, this is Desert Oasis. I'm gonna put that over there. This is the Glam palette. That's actually one of the most recent that I got. I'm gonna keep that. This is the Gold palette. I'm gonna keep that. The Chocolate palette here, this is actually my favorite. I'm gonna keep that. Let's try. This is by Butter London. This is the Natural Goddess palette. I have never used this palette, so I'm gonna declutter that one. I have, this is by Live Glam, You Better Swatch Out. This is their Shadow Me, their first eyeshadow palette. And I'm gonna declutter that. So these palettes by ColourPop, Honey, and this black one. This is Smoke Show. I actually have a few of these. I do plan on keeping all of them. It's just a matter of locating them because I do use these palettes quite a bit. So we're gonna keep those. Same with these Huda Beauty palettes, Ruby Obsessions. I have Emerald Obsessions. I have over here, this is Sapphire Obsessions. Love those. I also have the neon ones. That's the green one. That's the orange. And that's the pink one. I'm gonna keep those. I'm not off to a great start, but we're gonna get to some that I know for a fact. This is, so I have them, I have 3 drawers, like I said. This is my top drawer, so these are the palettes that I go for most often, so there's not going to be a lot to declutter out of this, I don't think. This is Pure Festival, and the only shade out of this entire palette, or the only shades out of this palette that I used, were Fireworks and 24 Karat Magic. These shades are phenomenal. The rest of the palette I didn't really use, but I love those shades so much. I might depan those and put them in a Z palette and keep that, or I'm gonna keep the whole palette. So I'm gonna keep that with Desert Oasis. All right, these are my, I have another one, Dose of Colors palettes. This is the I Love Sarai. And I love this palette, but especially for that black shade. So I'm gonna keep that. I also have Sassy Siennas, one of my faves. Blushing Berries, another one of my faves, and Snow Angels, which I really love. It's just less versatile, but I'm keeping the 4 of them, or the 3 of them. I'm gonna keep going. Blink. This is a shimmer, all shimmer palette by Blink. It is stunning, and I'm keeping it. I'm doing great. This is Ace of Beauty, Slice of Paradise. I have to keep this, especially for Halloween coming. So keep her. This is the Fade into Hue palette by ColourPop. Keep that. These are ColourPop, like all glitter Z palettes, which I'm also gonna keep. Have I decluttered anything? I've decluttered 2 palettes. These are ColourPop's Frozen palettes. I love the movie so much. These palettes are still, they're pretty. They're not the best thing in the world, but I love the movie so much that I can't. I don't know. We have these Norvina palettes. That I'm gonna keep. This is the Too Faced Palm Springs palette. I'm gonna declutter that. The Just Peachy Mattes, however, that I'm gonna keep. This is the Fenty Beauty, her original palette, which I actually really like, so I'm gonna keep that. This is the Warrior 2 by Juvia's Place. This is not going anywhere. Celestial Thunder by Dominique Cosmetics, again, not going anywhere. This is a BH Cosmetics palette. It was in collaboration with La Vie d'un Prince. I am gonna keep it. Ace Beauty Unicorn Dreams, not Ace Beauty, Carity Cosmetics. I'm gonna keep Hip Dot Bikini Bottom palette. Oh, it's SpongeBob. This is hard. This is hard. I want to keep it mostly because it's a SpongeBob palette. Like, that's dope. And I have to think about that one. These are my FX body paint palette, so I have to keep these. They're not gonna go in that drawer. This is the Kathleen Lights x ColourPop So Jaded palette. I wanted this palette so bad. It's very unique in colors. I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna keep it. And same with the Urban Decay. I'll open to show you Born to Run, but I'm gonna keep that. I already know. That's one bin. Yeah, we're not off to the greatest start, but that is okay. We are gonna make it there. The nude palettes by Huda Beauty. This is the medium one, and this is the dark one. I'm gonna keep. And Pure Soiree Diaries. This is my favorite palette in like the world. That I'm going to keep. I have 4 of the 5 ABH Norvina palettes, all of which I am keeping. But just in case you've never seen them, this is volume 2, the blue one, volume 3, the orange one. This is volume 1. It's chipping, but it's fine. That's the purple cased one. And 4, the pink one. I am getting the 5th one. These are all staying. This is a face palette. This is pure Sculptor. Actually, I'm gonna keep it. That's not gonna go in that drawer. It's gonna go up here. This is Live Glam's Investiglam Shadow Palette. Looks like that. I'm gonna declutter that. Alright, I have the entire vault for Jaclyn Hill. I am not gonna keep all of these. So this is Ring the Alarm. I'm gonna declutter that. This is Bling Boss, which is the purple one. I might keep that one. This is Armed and Gorgeous. This one I want to keep. Love that green. Do I want to keep this? Yeah. And this palette that I literally never touched. This is Dark Magic. I'm gonna keep Armed and Dark Magic, and I'm gonna get rid of Bling Boss and that other one. This is Ace Beauty Vintage Dawn. Beautiful palette. Gonna declutter that. This is the Tardis Pro Remix palette. I'm gonna declutter that. Anastasia Glow Kit. I'm actually gonna keep. Ace Beauty Grandiose palette. I'm gonna declutter. Tartlet Toasted, I'm gonna keep. Pretty Vulgar Nightingale, I'm gonna declutter. Too Faced Chocolate. Oh, this is the Chocolate Gold. This one I'm gonna keep. But the actual chocolate palette I am going to be decluttering. This is the Morphe blush palette I'm gonna keep. This is the Juvia's Place Masquerade. I'm gonna keep. This is the Masquerade Mini. This expensive ass Pat McGrath palette. I think this Mothership 5. Yep, Mothership 5. I'm gonna keep. This is the Kat Von D Shade and Light. This is the Cream Contour palette. This shouldn't even be in this, but I'm gonna declutter it. Anyways, another paint palette that's gonna stay. The Carnival XL Pro palette by Be Perfect is a wonderful palette if you're not afraid of big palettes. This is gonna stay. I'm gonna keep my Z palettes, which are this one and this one. This is the NYX Cosmetics Swear By It palette. In theory, this is a gorgeous, I'm gonna keep it. Let's start with this. This is the Ace Beauty Flare Palette. I'm gonna keep. Not off to a great start. This, the Tarte, what is it called? Clay Play palette. I actually really like. I'm gonna keep. We're gonna get into some fun stuff in a second. This is the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. Still smells like peaches. I am going to declutter. Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Prism palette. I'm pretty sure I kept this because of one color in here. I haven't looked at the Anastasia palettes in a hot minute. That throne color is so pretty. I'm gonna declutter that. The Rivera palette I'm gonna keep. Modern Renaissance I'm gonna declutter. Jackie Aina's palette I'm gonna keep. And the Norvina palette I'm gonna keep. That was quick. This is the NYX Soft and Rosy palette. I'm gonna declutter. This Naked Cosmetics palette. I'm gonna declutter. This is the Morphe 25B palette. It's like 50 Shades of Taupe. I'm gonna declutter that. The Saharan by Juvia's Place. These eyeshadows are so good, it's hard. I'm gonna keep the Alamar Cosmetics. This is the first one. This is volume 1. I'm gonna keep that. I gotta go quickly because my camera is running out of battery. This is the Pro Crown palette. Crown Pro. I'm gonna declutter that. This is Huda Beauty's first palette. This is the Textured Shadows palette, Rose Gold Edition. I'm gonna keep that. I also have Desert Dawn, which I'm gonna keep. And Mercury Retrograde. I'm gonna keep. Alright, Carities Rose All Day, I think that's what it's called. Yep. My hand just went right into a shadow. This is the Rose All Day palette. I'm gonna keep that. Violet Voss Pro. I'm gonna keep actually. Nicole Guerrero's Glow Kit with Anastasia Beverly Hills is not going anywhere. It's just gonna go in a different spot. This is another collector's issue that I have. This is the Urban Decay Alice Through the Looking Glass palette. But this is like one of the coolest things I have because it opens up and there's a butterfly in it. I'm probably just going to keep this to put on display and actually display it. So I'm just going to keep that. Ace Beauty's Oceanic palette I'm keeping. Love. Carity matte palette. Must have. I'll probably reorganize these palettes after, but I'm just gonna. This is BoxyCharm's palette. It's called Hello Charmer. It's their Hello Charmer palette. Wow, in that light, that full size color is phenomenal. So was Swipe Up. Fuck. Okay, those two shadows kind of just changed my mind completely. I'm gonna have to keep this and actually use this. We'll keep her. Now that I've decluttered quite a few, actually, hopefully we'll have that chance. This is Berries and Cream by Dominique Cosmetics. I'm gonna keep that. We're almost done. This is the Morphe 35V palette that I'm gonna declutter. And this is another Z palette. Yeah, that's another Z palette. So I'm gonna keep the Z palette. Let's go back to these. SpongeBob. Man, why is this so hard? I'm gonna keep it. The Frozen palettes, I'm gonna keep. Pure. I feel like press-on glitters. I'm gonna declutter Pure. Desert Oasis, I'm gonna keep. Okay. Just went to go see if there were other palettes, and of course, there are several, most of which I'm going to be keeping because they are new. They were just in the box that they came in. But this is one of those other ColourPop colored palettes. This is Orange You Glad, and I will be keeping that. This is Live Glam's Shadow Me palette in Magical Dust, which I will be decluttering. Alright, but a few that will be staying. One of which is Alyssa Edwards' Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, which looks like that. She will be going in here with the other Anastasia palettes. I also have Dominique Cosmetics. This is the Rustic Glam palette, which looks like so. Be keeping her with the Berries and Cream palette. I also have two from Pat McGrath. This is the Celestial Divinity palette. That big palette that was released last Christmas, I think. That is staying, obviously, because I just bought that. And I have one more from Pat McGrath. This is the Mothership Rose Decadent 6-pan palette, which looks like that. I'll be keeping. Probably rejudge, see if there's any palettes that are outstanding, but yeah, totally forgot about my big palettes that stay on top of my storage because they can't fit in drawers. So here I have Fairy Tales, Storybook Cosmetics. This is oh my goodness. This is the Little Briar Rose story. That's the palette. I would be more inclined to use this palette if it wasn't this thick for that many shades. So I'm decluttering this. I have the Morphe, what is this called? The Artistry palette, I guess. The rainbow palette that they came out with. Yeah, I'll keep that. I have the Magic by Juvia's Place beautiful palette, keeping it. Then 39L Hit the Lights palette by Morphe, I will be keeping. The Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette, I know it's not as great as the first one, but I just like the color scheme, so keep that one. He Who Shall Not Be Named, this palette is gonna be decluttered. And this Lorac Pro Artistry book is going to be decluttered. I hated this palette. It still smells rancid. It smelled rancid from when I got it. The shades are just, everything about this palette is inconsistent. It's awful. It smells. So yeah, we'll be decluttering that. So quickly, before my battery runs out, here is a look at everything that will be decluttered. Ooh. So there's just like a little drawer full, of palettes. But yeah, so that'll be all for today. I just thought I would quickly film this. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. These are my Natasha Denona